Hi, I'm Stella Chivers, and I started Parkview Group Home many years ago.
We're going to start every year giving a Community Spirit Award, and you're our first recipient, and something for you to remember and to recognize you.
Oh, thank you. That is very thoughtful.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Okay. I'm so happy. Something to have.
Yes.
And a recognition of all of that you've given us and given the community. So
that's very, very nice. I appreciate it. Billy, our youngest child, it was evident very early in his development that my husband said something's wrong. He, being a doctor, he was more acutely aware of what was, that he wasn't developing normally, that he was slow in reacting. And so then we had to figure out as we went along just how to care for him, because we didn't want to put him in an institution, which was very often what was recommended, is put him away. And I just couldn't do it. You know, where they just are rows of beds and that's it. We realized there were no services available, hardly any, no matter where we looked. Or else it was a distance from here to Paulsboat or to Bremerton to go to a special school or something. It was really very hard. The mothers were just exhausted. You know, very often they had sleeping problems, and so the mothers weren't getting much rest or sleep. And the only way that mothers could get some rest was if they would find someone who would take the child for a couple of days so they could relax, go to bed, and sleep through the night. And so they could, if they could find someone willing to do that and pay for it, they thought it was pretty good. And that was all that was left of it, that was available. And then my husband and I decided, well, what we could do is just buy a home. And so we used our own funds and bought a house, which is this current house now across from Volunteer Park. It's beautiful. So this was a real home. And 6 of them, and they interacted with one another. They had group activities. And then I came along. I was a qualified, registered psychiatric social worker. I had a degree. I was the director, and I supervised the living of the 6 people in that home. And I did that as a volunteer. I didn't get paid for it. I did that for 7 years. And the state was willing to pay me after a bit. They said, you know, I'm doing so much that they would make that a paid position. And at that point, that's when I quit. And I thought then they didn't need my free supervision. There were now funds for it. And then turned it over to someone else to do it. And then by that time, then there were funds for it because the state took over, and it was a licensed group home. It was the first licensed group home. But now this is a group home which meets the qualifications of group living, you know, right, this, that, and the other, the numerous requirements. So we became the legal nonprofit. My husband and I used our own money to buy the house and then turned it over to Parkview so that they were the owners and the people running it. And I'm proud of the reputation that Group Home has, and that it's still in existence and hopefully will remain in existence as long as the need exists.